There is a global problem with toxic chemical protection for workers. Most users are not doing it properly. The purpose of PPE is to protect people from workplace hazards. At Lakeland, our mission is to protect workers, first responders and communities by providing high-quality protective solutions for the most critical situations. This highlights the gravity of what we do. Without the protection we provide, workers could suffer the consequences of potentially life-changing, if not life-ending, hazards. Whether EN, NFPA or ISO, on the surface a PPE standard provides the performance requirements needed to ensure it does the job of protection that it should. It's important to understand those performance requirements properly, but standards also often contain advice on how to ensure they are used in the right way. So it's critical to also understand and act on what that advice tells us about how they should or should not be used. Failing to read and understand PPE standards often means missing this critical advice. In this short video, I want to focus on a specific example, one which, shockingly, advises specifically not to do something that most users in the world continue to do. And the result is that workers may not be as well protected as they should be. This example relates to advice notes contained in EN 14325. This is the European standard that provides instructions, classifications and additional notes relating to the various tests required for protective clothing, tensile strength, tear strength and so on. The notes concerned are attached to clause 4.11, in which the classification table for results of the permeation resistance test EN 6529 is given. This test measures the ability of a chemical suit fabric to resist permeation of a specific chemical. The test produces a breakthrough time, or more correctly, a normalized breakthrough time. And this has become a key focus for users when determining if a chemical suit will protect workers. There are 3 notes below the classification table. All are important, but the one I would like to highlight here is the first. It states, "It can be dangerous to base considerations of safe wear time of given chemical protective clothing only on the value of normalized breakthrough time for a specific tested chemical." In other words, the standard is advising not to use breakthrough time as an indication that a chemical suit is safe to wear. Now, for anyone involved in specification of chemical suits, this should ring alarm bells. In fact, the realization of what it's telling you should, quite honestly, produce a reaction something like this. It's jaw-dropping. Why? Because what it is telling you not to do is precisely what many, in fact what most people in the industry, are doing on a regular basis. That is, using test breakthrough as an indication that a chemical suit is safe to wear. There are several reasons, too complex to be explained in a short video like this, why breakthrough time should not be used in this way. The point is, users globally are doing something that the standard specifically tells us not to do, and most don't realise because they don't take the time to read and to understand PPE standards. And it's a perfect example because it undoubtedly puts workers at risk. It means, whilst they may believe they are protected, they could be suffering regular low-level contamination, which could be catastrophic in the case of toxic chemicals. That is, chemicals that may have no immediate effects but could have devastating consequences, cancers, damage to organs and so on, years, even decades later. If you want to know more, contact Lakeland or contact me directly on LinkedIn to arrange a consultation on your toxic chemical protection. Thanks for watching.